To the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-405-25...
10 seconds.
800-405-2561. 800-405-2561. That's 800-405-2561.
Welcome to Fifth Street Sports, folks. I'm Frank Perez. I am joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. Be another beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Las Vegas. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Catch us on Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk, iHeart, and American Forces. Brian, I love that look, buddy. It looks like that's when you reveal your next wager leaks or WikiLeaks kind of thing. That you're going to be in that shadow silhouette, so we can't see you.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll have to get the special gargled microphone as well.
Rick, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Frank. Lost both NBA games last night. Been on a little cooler last week and a half, but we'll get it back on the NCAA tournament, the NIT, and the CBI, CITs. Those are some of the best tournaments, best bets out there. So right
after the show, I have I have reservations at this don'tbebroke.com. Going down there for a payday loan after these NBA picks. No, buddy. We know you're going to get back on track. This is just a small setback.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was due to happen. We were hot for so long, so it makes sense that we're having a losing stretch right now. So let's start back up. The NIT tonight. I'm
not getting off the Rick bandwagon, so don't worry about that, buddy.
Okay, good.
I'm way up, so I'm happy. Just giving a little bit back always sucks, but that's the way it goes. Anyways, guys, we got a big tournament coming up. I guess one of our topics is which if you guys had won a seat, let's say on The Price is Right, and could go to any city and watch any of these tournaments. Let's pick. When we come back, we're going to take our choices of which arena we would want to be at.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. If you guys were to pick, would you guys pick based on who's playing or based on what you can do in the area, like restaurants and beaches and stuff?
I think it's a combination of the two. I would say you got to look at all the teams playing, then you got to look at the fans are going to come from those schools, and then what you could do in that area too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, when we come back, we're going to make our picks, and I also got some good betting numbers. All the projections coming in from New Jersey and everybody. So we'll be back, folks. We got to take a timeout. It's Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, and Frank Perez.
At Robert Half, we know finding the right employees is... And it's a job we love. You see, Robert Half isn't just a staffing firm. We're people. People who believe in finding the right people to fit your company's needs. Because employees who are a good fit are more productive, more engaged. Finding a great candidate isn't easy. But at Robert Half, we know it's possible. Robert Half, the experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Learn more at roberthalf.com/radio.
It's 2019! Why listen to the tournament on the radio? That thing was invented before basketball itself. You also pen letters to your paramour, navigate with a sextant. While you were catnapping on the Davenport, your buddies made a beeline to B-dubs, where they can revel in beer and wings and instant replay and clothes that aren't made of felt. So, you gonna listen to what an OT thriller looks like? Or are you gonna watch every game from every region on every one of our newfangled flat screens? Buffalo Wild Wings! Roar! Please drink responsibly.
How many of us have looked at our finances and screamed, how can we make this much and still have so much debt? It just creeps up on us, right? Unexpected repairs, replace the washer and dryer, medical bills, and the killer, those insane interest credit cards you had to use to pay for it. Here's a really smart move that could help you get on top of your finances. Get a fixed-rate personal loan at bestegg.com. The rates are great right now. Imagine finally being able to pay down those crazy high credit cards and bills and then bank the money you save each month. Consumers have rated Best Egg 4.8 out of 5 stars on Consumer Affairs because of the super easy online loan app that takes about a minute with no impact to your credit score. Upon approval, funds can be deposited in as little as 1 business day. Get your bills under control, bank what you save, and take control of your finances with a loan from bestegg.com. Visit bestegg.com/plan. bestegg.com/plan. bestegg.com/plan.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the
stand by, guys, bumping back from here.
fares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Mike's hot.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, Fifth Street Sports, YouTube, iHeartRadio. All right, guys, it's tournament time. I was just looking at all the locations of these games. I'm going to let you guys go first to see if we had won tickets and, let's say, coach seats. Where would we want to go to?
Well, let me ask you first, Frank. If you could choose your seat in the building, would you could sit anywhere in the building? Would you pick a seat, say down low behind the bench of your preferred team, maybe center court down low, or would you pick a luxury box if you could sit anywhere you want?
I'm going to go with luxury box myself.
I tend to agree. Let me hear Rick before I weigh in.
I would much prefer the luxury box too. We've obviously experienced this multiple times, and whenever we get that chance, we take the luxury box. Just the food and beverage options, the comfort, the ambiance, all the other people. It's a lot of fun.
How about the bathroom?
It is a lot of fun.
How about just going to the restroom? You don't have to fight everybody.
The bathroom is phenomenal in the luxury box. You can drink all you want because you got a bathroom, right? And speaking of drinking, I don't know if you know this, but you can't drink anywhere in a NCAA tournament game except for a luxury box. Can't drink in the general admission. Can't drink courtside, can't drink in the club seats, can't drink in the loge box. You can only drink in the actual suites. Did you know that?
No, but let me ask you, like in Salt Lake City, does that also pertain to, let's say, lattes or espresso or Coca-Cola?
No, it only play. That's funny. No, that is funny. But no, you cannot drink alcohol anywhere except for a luxury suite. And I've actually had luxury suites many years at the tournament. It's kind of a convoluted system. So not only can you only drink in the luxury box, but you have to order the drinks like way in advance, like a day in advance. And then they put the products in your box in a refrigerator. Okay. Cannot walk out of the box, can't walk down the hall with it. No one in your party can. It's just mysteriously there. They don't want anybody in the arena to see that you're drinking it. So they really don't want you like kind of like visibly hanging out like in the seats that extend from your box. They just want you in your box. And it's kind of funny. Yeah. So the last 2 times the tournament was in Tulsa, I actually rented a box and I would sell off the extra seats. And typically what I would do is I would order a ton of food and liquor and I would sell the tickets as all you can eat and drink. And it actually, we did all right. I made a little bit of money, not great. Kind of like owning a racehorse, I suppose.
Right.
But what really made it possible was we had Kansas here the last 2 years, and they're such a ridiculous fan base that they would pay, top notch for it. This year, I didn't get the box, and it's interesting. I just got an email about 20 minutes ago from the girl that is the salesperson at the arena, saying that they've lowered the prices, and basically there's a fire sale on these boxes this year because there is no Kansas coming. We've got a couple of I'd say B-level schools in terms of fan intensity. We've got the University of Houston, Iowa State, and Texas Tech. Those are the three big schools, and those schools aren't enough, I guess, to really drive the luxury seat market. So they're trying to get rid of these luxury boxes any way they can.
Wow, Rick, I don't know about you, but I know with what he just described, the way the situations are in these arenas, I think I'd rather be with you and the guys over at Buffalo Wild Wings with a bunch of pictures of Heineken and Michelob than under that kind of scrutiny over there.
Yeah, well,
it's fun.
The fact remains. Yeah, it's going to the first day of the NCAA tournament when you have 4 games in one site. It's such a great experience. Most of the games are not going to be that competitive, at least 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. But it's so much fun seeing all the fans from 8 schools coming into town and all drinking together, eating, conversing, and it's just such a good experience. I don't know if you've ever done it, Frank, but if you haven't, you definitely have to do it one of these years. If you're able to make it this year, you can come to Tulsa tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, I just wanted to know you guys, because you guys are a little bit younger than me. But let's say we were all in our mid-20s, okay, and you went to one of these games and you've seen the fan base, especially the female fan base. To what how far would you guys take it to get close to like the really good, let's say, girls at Michigan or whatever? Would you guys actually paint your faces and do the whole thing? How far would you guys go to get into that nucleus of that fan base right there?
Well, I think it depends on the school. This year we've got Iowa State coming, and they're not exactly known for the prettiest ladies in college sports.
So like you wouldn't go past a hat there, right? Like maybe just a hat and maybe a sweater, an Iowa State sweater. But if you ever go to Florida State, I would actually wear a trout on my head with whatever kind of Indian Seminoles paint, whatever it took, just to get into that, into that fan base down there. If I was 25,
If you're 25,
dress up as a renegade. The 2 of you would dress up, wear a horse outfit.
Yeah, so Iowa State, you would say it's weak in the audience, right?
I mean, in that particular category, I would say they are not the strongest school. If your criteria is tractor ownership, they rate very high.
Let me ask you, but if you guys went to this game, I mean, wouldn't you want to sit there in front of like maybe 70 to 150 girls that are taking art and dance class, or would you rather sit there with 500 guys that are taking wrestling? I mean, I'm going to jump into the dance class thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But myself, guys, I just looked at where these tournaments are. I guess I would pick San Jose, California. The other ones didn't look too appetizing. Hartford and these kind of cities are kind of...
Wait, are you going by the city or by the teams in the city?
I'm going by the cities, because to me it would be an experience. Like go to the games with you guys, then afterwards, maybe go to the bars and hang out with the fans and stuff.
Well, if that's the case, then you should put Tulsa number 1.
Why is that?
Well, because I'm in Tulsa.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, of course that. But I'm saying is like, but besides that, like, what do you do in Hartford? I mean, I used to go to Hartford Highlight, and after the games, there was zero. I mean, it was, not too much happening over there.
I think there's a big mall. At least there used to be. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, I mean, if we were 14 with our, skateboards, but no, I mean,
Well-
how about Vegas, you guys? Come on. I mean, if there was if the tournament was here, let's say the tournament was in every city revolving, wouldn't it be Vegas?
I don't know. Has Vegas ever had a regional? I don't remember Vegas ever having a first and second round side or a regional for that matter.
No,
I don't believe they have.
No. Nick's at the control, so we have a lot of deeper information. Like if you guys want to ask questions, we have a lot more depth in the. At the chair, he said no.
Guys, my understanding is Vegas hasn't hosted the NCAA tournament itself. Obviously, they've hosted the conference championships, but they've not hosted the full tournament because of sports betting.
Yeah, that's always been the case. That's right. Times are changing, so maybe in the future, Frank, your favorite city will get a shot at the first round, but you probably are going to have to make a road trip for this one.
No, I would. I mean, I'd make a road trip to see you guys, but let me ask you something. If you had to convince friends to come and see you at a road trip and you lived in Vegas or Hartford or Tallahassee, where do you think you would get more likes? Yeah.
I think that Vegas is an appealing destination for sure, if that's what you want me to say.
Well, no, I know. I don't want you to say that. I mean, I know it's 75 degrees, and we can do at 3 in the morning. You could get a steak sandwich here, guys. We got to take a break. Fifth Street Sports back in 3 minutes.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call.
You guys are clear.
Call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063. Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same.
All right, guys, 30 seconds.
We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992.
All right, all the levels sounding good, guys. Stand by. 5 seconds.
800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Mike's hot.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and where are you? What part of Florida are you in again, Rick? Is it you're near? You're not in Coral Gables, right?
I don't know. I'm in the Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh, the Fort Lauderdale area. Well, we're coming from three different regions of the country. But, guys, before we get back to the tournament, I did a little bit of math. They just signed this Mike Trout for $432 million for 12 years. That comes out to $36 million a year. That is $222,000 a game for the next 12 years, $46,200 per at-bat. Now, he's my favorite player, but I'm sorry, guys. That seems like retail to me.
That's absurd. I can't even put it into words. How much of it is guaranteed?
I'm not sure, but boy, I mean, he's the best, and he really gives it all out. But come on, you guys. I mean, almost $250,000 a game, nearly $50,000 per at bat.
I mean, the first question that comes to mind is what is what's the net, like, what's the value of the Angels franchise? It can't be more than, what, $2 billion, I'm thinking, at the most. So that has to be like, what, something like 20% of the value of the franchise?
Yeah.
In that range, yeah. I mean, if there's one player in sports who's worth it, I think it'd have to be Mike Trout. Well, at least in baseball, because football, you can make an argument for certain quarterbacks. But in baseball, Mike Trout is the guy. And he was going to be a free agent after this season. And I don't think he wanted to negotiate during the season. So they wanted to get this deal done before the season started. And they wanted to make him happy and make sure he was an Angel for life. And with this deal, that's what's going to happen. Assuming they don't trade him during the course of this 12 years. He'll be an Angel. He's 27 now, so he'll be an Angel till he's almost 40 years old. Like you said, making almost $36 million a year. And who knows? Maybe in 7-8 years, that $36 million a year will be, not much higher than the average salary. We don't know, but the fact is, I don't know. I don't know how you can get much higher than this. I don't know. I just don't see it. At least not for a long time.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt you, but our Fifth Street Social is getting busy again, and the discussion right now is about the NBA, and Daniel Wagers says Denver covered, but the total went under. Sorry guys, Boston wouldn't fight for the points, and then he said Rick is our NBA man, so I don't feel too bad except for my sports account. When I pick him, I have to bet him. I lost $50 last night on the total by 4 points. That's Daniel Wages, Fifth Street Social, reaching out to us on our YouTube, where we stream live at youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it, and we can't wait for your stuff today. But guys, seriously, do you think that baseball, by signing all these huge contracts, if there's a decline of any kind, can these teams actually go broke?
I mean, that's the actually while we have Nick, we've got Nick with us. That's been a frequent discussion in European soccer. Is actually the idea that maybe on paper some of the big Spanish clubs might actually be insolvent, but it's kind of a shell game that that their worth might actually be negative. But essentially, the franchises are a Ponzi scheme. You want to comment on that, Nick?
Sure. Well, there's a couple ways to look at it. In Spain, you've got the two big boys, Real Madrid and Barcelona. Now, their net worth is very difficult to ascertain, as is their turnover, their revenue, because they get so many backhanded tax breaks from the Spanish government that it's considered in many respects that they're violating financial fair play. They've been investigated for this, but so far they've avoided any type of action. But yeah, it is difficult with the Spanish clubs. So the English clubs, it's much easier to ascertain because most of them make their financials public at some point. But of course, the most valuable sports franchises in the world are primarily, European soccer teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
But and just imagine that.
Well, While we got Nick here, Nick, we haven't discussed since on our show, I'm sure you have on yours, about this Champions League Final 8, the last 4 matchups. I have to imagine you're very excited about Liverpool's draw with Porto. And what do you think about Man City playing Tottenham in this quarterfinal round? Is that typical for teams in the same league to play in the quarterfinal round?
Well, no, but you had all 4 English teams made it through to the quarterfinal round, so it was inevitable that at least 2 of them were going to play each other, barring some miracle draw. You've got Juventus playing Ajax. That should be a great match. You've got City, Tottenham. You've got Liverpool playing Porto, and you've got Manchester United playing Barcelona. Now, the Man United Barcelona winner will play the winner of Liverpool Porto. So, yeah, very excited, obviously, to get Porto as a Liverpool supporter, and we did tonk them fairly effectively during the group stages. But we'll see what happens. I would imagine, and you never know. Man United having a bit of a slump right now, as are Tottenham, by the way. So if current form is what you want to go on, it's going to look like it's maybe going to be Barcelona, Liverpool, and most likely Juventus against City. So you'll have 2 great semi-finals there. I actually kind of like Liverpool's chances against Barcelona because Liverpool have an incredible defense and the stingiest defense in football, actually, in Europe right now, as well as prolific attack. Barcelona have obviously a prolific attack, but their defense is older than Frank and I's combined age.
Thank you.
Isn't Liverpool back on top of the table for the moment as well?
Yeah, with the game in hand, right? They're 2 points clear at the top. Manchester City had the FA Cup quarterfinals this weekend, so they missed the game. So, yeah, they're 2 points clear. It's going to take a slip up in the Premier League by Manchester City to give Liverpool the title, to allow Liverpool the opportunity to win the title. So it's in Manchester City's hands right now. I still have a gut feeling that Liverpool might take this.
No, he's a big time homer. But hey, let me ask you guys something. Let me give you guys a couple of quick facts on this tournament in basketball, and then you guys can take it. This is the first year that all the sports betting is going to be legalized with the March Madness included. They're predicting $8.5 billion to be bet legally. Okay. Now, last year, the handle they predicted was $10 billion, but that's with the offshores. Vegas only handled 3% of that. 3% of the $10 billion. Now, this year, they're predicting $8.5 billion legally bet. And here's a couple other updates. New York says no this year. There'll be no legalized sports gambling in 19 in New York. So does Maryland. And the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, said it's really kind of like not that big of a deal. Like New Jersey only made $13 million in taxes. It's really not that huge for New York to jump in right now.
Have you seen any estimates on the NIT handle?
No, but I'll bet you one thing. Here's the one thing about soccer, you guys. Now, you just tell me if this world is just or not. Nick just rattled off a whole bunch of Champions League facts, attackers, strikers. You're talking about guys that score once every month or two, okay? Now, I mean, put it this way. I've been married 31 years, and I score more than those attackers for these soccer teams. But in this soccer, okay, they will handle more in these Liverpool games and these Tottenham games and Man City than this entire tournament worldwide. That's just a Liverpool game against Porto. They'll handle more than this whole March Madness.
Yeah, because nobody in the rest of the world bets the NCAA tournament. But the whole entire world bets the UEFA Champions League. I mean, even in Vegas, I'm sure they have pretty decent turnout for the windows for the Champions League.
I'm disagreeing with that.
I would say compared to the rest of the year, compared to the a regular average Premier League weekend.
Yeah.
Walk up to the counter and try to get 5 dimes on a Champions League total, and watch what happens.
Oh yeah.
Make sure the guy's not eating a sandwich because he might choke from laughter.
Hey, guys, actually, that's a great point. When I first started coming to Vegas on a regular basis about 15 years or so ago, you couldn't find anywhere to even take a bet on the Premier League. There was one, the one on it was not the Four Queens, but anyway, there was one book that took bets on the Premier League and soccer, and that was about it. And now Major League Soccer, our sort of third-tier domestic league here, top-tier domestic league here, but globally it's not a top-tier league, just concluded a big deal with MGM, and they're embracing sports betting as a way to bring in new fans. So it is nice to see at least there are some sports leagues that really, think this is a way to bring more people to the game rather than worry about alienating people.
No, but you're absolutely right, Brian. If you see the two guys in suit and ties and they have their Panda Express or their sandwich, and you walk up to the window and want to bet, let's say $3,300 or $5,500 on the over, you're going to be standing in line for a little while.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, exactly.
They're not going to get up to approve that. Yeah, they're gonna look at you. They're going to look at you like if you said something stupid. They're going to look at the writer and say, "Hold on." Yeah, you ain't getting.
What do you think the max bet? What do you think the max bet would be on a Champions League quarterfinal total in person at the window in Vegas, like at a big book, MGM or Caesars? Do you think they would take a dime max? Do you think they'd go up to 2 dimes?
Ooh. I'd say 2, but there is an exception. If you were a known loser, like if you were so valuable to the bottom line of the casino, you would be surprised how big that bet would be. But for the regular guy off the street, I'm thinking 2,000.
Yeah, I'll go with 2,000. Probably at the Westgate, 2,000 max. Now let me ask you a question. At the Westgate, Final Four, Duke against Kentucky. Side, what do you think you could get?
Oh boy, I would say 20 at least.
Yeah, 20.
I would say more. I would say 550, but okay.
All right, guys, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, it's Talk You Can Bet On. We're going to get back to basketball. This is Fifth Street Sports. Timeout. Back in 3.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
Wait, what? You're listening to the game on the radio? What is this, the Roaring 20s? Are you doing the Charleston after every bucket? Get with the times, like the last 80 years. Sports were meant to be watched beside fellow fans and saucy wings and frosty beers. You can't roar on a radio. You need TVs on TVs on TVs. Save the AM/FM for public radio and snow delays. Get to B-dubs and yell like a real fan. At TVs and people's faces. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Please drink responsibly.
The first weekend of the NCAA tournament is the greatest betting event of the year. Whether you like filling out a bracket, picking a national champion, predicting first-round upsets, or all of the above, MyBookie is the perfect home for your March Madness fun. They have something for everyone. Even you, multiple bracket guy. MyBookie has been in business for years. And the best part is they pay out fast when you win. I'm talking 48 hours. Visit mybookie.ag and deposit with promo code COLLEGE for a 50% sign-up bonus. That's promo code COLLEGE. With MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels. Cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
All right, guys, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Florida Rick and Oklahoma Brian on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Guys, I just got a message. I think it was from you, Rick, that baseball officially starts the Major League Baseball season in just over 13 hours. There's two games in Japan, right?
Well, there's the same two teams play tomorrow and Thursday morning. So it's a 2-game series in Seattle and Oakland, starting at 5:30 Eastern or 2:30 a.m. Pacific, Frank. So you may be able to wake up in time for that if you go to bed early enough tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys, I want to interrupt a second. Speaking of going back to Major League Baseball for a minute, everybody's chiming in about this Mike Trout deal. Our engineer at network headquarters has something to say, too. Scott says the Trout deal is not only the stupidest deal in sports history on a business level, it's the stupidest deal in business history.
Wow.
I tend to agree. Yeah. By the way, I looked it up during. Yeah, it's crazy. I looked it up during the break. The value of the Angels is $1.8 billion, and they signed him for $0.4 billion, essentially. Yeah. I don't get it.
Me too, man. That's ridiculous. But you guys, I know we always run out of time and we're back and forth. Is there anything before we can get to our picks and stuff that you guys want to share about these tournaments and brackets?
A couple of things. The real tournament starts tonight, and we've actually spent very little time on the NIT, but as a purist, I really prefer the NIT. I think it's the closest thing to real basketball. And I think that the NCAA tournament is just, a pretend tournament. So I'll be excited tonight. In terms, I know that everyone wants to talk about the NCAA tournament, because it's on TV or whatever, but there is a strong trend historically with these opening games in Dayton of going under. So I like the under in those.
You mean in the NIT games tonight, all the Dayton games?
The play-in games in Dayton, the NCAA games, I like under.
Oh, I gotcha.
But
okay,
yeah.
So there's 2 tonight and 2 tomorrow night,
right?
And they do this every year. They have the two games Thursday night, 2 games Wednesday night, and So tonight I think that would be Belmont Temple. And what's the total? This Belmont Temple is 156, and Fairleigh Dickinson Prairie View is 149.5. And Bry's right. These games tend to go under at a really high rate. So there's 2 games, like I said, 2 games tonight and 2 games tomorrow night.
Okay,
so,
now tomorrow night, guys, we got Arizona State and St. John's 152, and we have NC Central and North Dakota State under 133. That one I really like. I might double down on that one.
Yeah, I like those as well. Now, Nick, you need to get your NIT bracket in. You got a few hours. I know this has been a problem in the past, but the games do start tonight, so make sure you have that filled out, and you don't want to get left out of the excitement.
Oh no, for me the excitement is really palpable. I can barely control myself.
Well, let me
That's right.
Let me ask you something, Brian. Since you're really high on this NIT, are there any kind of wagering angles or anything we could take advantage of here in these spots?
Oh, you mean in terms of games that I like tonight in the NIT?
And making money,
well,
I don't care who wins.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Typically the mid-major schools tend to excel in the NIT, teams with more motivation. So you're not going to see, the power conferences that just got left out of the NCAA tournament. They tend to have a little less motivation going into the NIT, and your smaller schools, your mid-majors, tend to have a little more excitement in these particular games. So yeah, there's a few games I like. I do like a few overs. I will say that I like a few overs tonight. Is Campbell tonight?
Campbell is tonight. They're playing Greensboro. That's a 7 p.m. Eastern start. Greensboro is 9 and 144.
Yeah.
But
that's the game of the night right there.
Let me ask you a question, Brian. Like, do you ever fear in these NIT games that either some teams are kind of offended they didn't make it, or they don't care that in like there's certain situations where, let's say Memphis is leading by 17 with 6 minutes to play, and then the next thing you know, like you see the big redhead Andy in, and Barry comes in from the bench, the Jewish kids at guard, and they barely win, like they don't care. I mean, do you think these teams fight, or do you see the redhead in there with 8 minutes to play?
No, we embrace the redhead, and that's why I say follow the money on NIT games. The last second move on NIT games is usually pretty darn good, even if you don't have to spend 30 hours researching the games. Just follow the money. You could actually lay a slightly bad number in NIT and still make money. Follow
the money. Okay. Rick, guess what, buddy? Well, everybody's waiting for you at the dish. NBA time.
Well, just to add what Brian was saying, he's saying NIT games follow the money, last second moves, but that also includes the CBI and the CIT. The last second moves of those games are just as strong, if not stronger, than even the NIT games. We have, I think, one CBI game and 2 CIT games tonight. Those tournaments have much less teams. I think they only have 16 teams each in those 2 tournaments.
And which one has a best of 3 final? That's one of the most laughable concepts in all of sports. They can't resolve it in one night. They got to do a best of 3 series.
Oh boy, I think it could be the CBI, right?
CBI, I believe it is CBI.
Yeah. So
I don't think
you guys' tips is follow the money in these junior tournaments, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
Follow the money. Okay. Gosh, that's so against us, though, kind of, right?
I don't know. And we definitely will spend some time on women's basketball before we get to the weekend. By the way, did you see the women's bracket was leaked early by ESPN yesterday?
Wow.
I read about that. I didn't see it happen, but I read about it. What a crazy situation. Reminds me of a few years ago when we had the Charles Barkley bracket leak on the NCAA tournament. Remember that we were giving all our buddies all the games, and they're like, "Stop making this up. It's not funny." Like, no, we're not making this. This is really the games. And then they started coming out on CBS, and they started getting all mad at us. Like we were the evil ones for giving them the games before Greg Gumbel and CBS did.
That's right.
I guess the same thing kind of happened yesterday with ESPN, but in a different context.
Different way. Yeah, because the CBS goes to great lengths to hide it, and they only let a few people see it. That was a weird goof up. In the case of women's basketball, there's actually a large number of people that know because the schools themselves have to make travel plans, and it's not that big of a secret, but it is kind of bizarre that ESPN would. So what ESPN did was they loaded up a graphic, like a crawling graphic, and they inadvertently sent that graphic out to, or sent it out 4 or 5 hours before the selection show. So that was embarrassing.
Wow. Well, you guys, let's try to make some money over here. It seems like we got a lot more action. I thought it was purely NBA, but you're right. There's a lot of action going on tonight. Let's see what we got, fellas.
So Brian gave you the 2 NCAA unders tonight, which I completely agree with, and I would give those out tomorrow night too. These 2 games in Dayton, or these 4 games in Dayton, tend to be big unders. Usually, on a typical year, 3 of the 4, if not maybe all 4 games, tend to go under. So the crazy foul fest at the end or overtime to make these games go over. I think the rims in Dayton must be tighter than average, and it's just hard for these teams to these teams to make baskets. So you'll see, unless they swish these balls, anything that hits the rim, it's not going in. So and they always have those microphones, those rim microphones. So you always hear a loud clang, and you're just hearing that all game long. You're dreaming about it. It's so loud. The unders, I completely agree with Brian tonight. And then in the NIT, what Brian said was something I was going to talk about too, was the smaller conference, mid-majors and so forth. These teams take the NIT so much more. It's such a much bigger deal for them than the power conference teams, especially the teams that just missed out in the NCAA tournament. So they're like the 1 and 2 seeds in the NIT, but they're not happy to be in the NIT. They're really sad. They feel like the season's already over. So they're kind of just playing it out, going through the motions here. And, with saying all that, there's multiple games I like tonight. And I think Bry's going to agree with me pretty much on all these. And these are also really good money line plays, Frank. In the past, you just almost blindly just take NIT money lines, dogs, and you cash at a really high rate. So the first one I like is Hofstra, game 673, getting 9 at NC State.
Totally agree.
Just what I said. NC State thought they were going to be in the tournament. They're not in. They're here now, just playing a home game. But it's not like they'll have their fans, but everyone's almost like hungover. No one's really that into the game. The visiting team is, in this case, Hofstra is so excited to be there playing, at NC State. What a big deal for them. These are the games these teams win. These smaller schools win, and I like the points. I like money lines on all these games. So I'm gonna just go one onto the other. 673 Hofstra plus 9 at NC State. Money lines around plus 375 or so. Then same scenario, game 675 South Dakota State getting 8.5 at Texas. Money line plus 350 or so. Then going down, this one may be a little different, but it's the same ballpark. Game 685 San Diego getting 6.5 at Memphis. About plus 240, plus 250 money line. This is an intriguing game. Arkansas at Providence. You kind of have two power conferences going up against each other. Yeah. But I like Arkansas anyway.
Daniel Wages gave you that one too. 685 San Diego plus
wow.
6.
We got a match, guys. A blind match. That's unbelievable. You guys did not correspond on this. So Daniel Wages is matching with Rick, and I'm sure you're going to endorse it too, right, Brian?
Yeah, I totally endorse it. Everything he said is 100% spot on. The only thing I would add is also throw in the fact that it's spring break for a lot of these schools, and it's actually worth researching if you're serious about betting these. So these home court games oftentimes are empty arenas because the kids are gone.
Okay.
I mean, the reality is this tournament is played so the teams can have extra week or two of practice. That's the only reason it's not made to make money for the schools. It's essentially, a chance to run, 3 or 4 or 5 more practices.
Wow.
Hey, guys, we've got here Dan Kaplan says, you guys like any NCAA Tony props like to ship to individual regions?
Yeah. One thing I like to do, Dan, this time of year is I really like to identify conferences that I think will succeed and not succeed. And I think there's a really strong argument related to props for rounding on or against conferences, depending on the perception that I have of them. Like, I actually think betting against the Big 12 in every particular, that's rounding those games together, that makes sense. In terms of like long shots to make it through, that's tough for the reasons that Frank laid out yesterday. You just never get a good enough price on futures prices compared to what you would get manually betting the games one game after another. So, like in terms of a price to win the East or the Midwest, I just don't think I get a good enough price oftentimes to bet those.
Hey, why don't we do a little homework for Dan and come up with some good props? We'll look at, like how many 1 seeds make the Final Four, which the Sweet 16 teams. Let's do a bunch of prop homework for Dan. But Rick, we can't discount you because you stopped at 685 San Diego. We got 20 seconds in this one and then the last 2.5 minutes. You want to try to squeeze one in right now?
Yeah, I'm just going to say I'm going down the line, but I'm taking all these games. 687 Arkansas plus 7 plus 250 money line. 689 Loyola Chicago plus 8 plus 340 money line, and 691 Dayton plus 4.5 plus 175 money line.
Okay, guys, stay tuned. Rick and Brian are going to finish our talk. You can bet on. Thank you, Daniel Wages. Back after this small break.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit, and 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
All right, guys, we're back. Fifth Street Sports. We're going to go real quick. We're on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network. We got a quick add-on in Fifth Street Social by Daniel Wages before Rick gets to his NBA. Daniel has picked the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. There it is. I like game 556, Minnesota plus 6.5 for bean, burritos, and giggles. Daniel Wages. All right, Rick, let's get to your NBA, brother.
Yeah.
Got 2 minutes.
I'm going to pass the NBA tonight. I'm not going to give any NBA plays tonight. There's 6 games. Take a break for a night in the NBA after the last couple of days. I think I need one, but I am going to give out a couple Thursday plays in the NCAA tournament because I will not be here tomorrow as I'm flying to Tulsa. But I want to give these games out because they'll be already played when we come on Thursday. And the first one is game 781, New Mexico State plus 6 against Auburn. That's a 1:30 Eastern start on Thursday afternoon from Salt Lake. And the second one is game 783 Northeastern plus 7 against Kansas. I think both these games, the dog has a real good chance of outright winning the game.
All right, Brian, what do you got, buddy?
So I don't have to give out my Thursday plays yet, although I do like the 2 plays that he gave out. I would just say, just while we're on the subject of the NIT, everything that Rick said is 100% correct about trying to identify motivation versus non-motivation. The other thing, though, is I think it's really exciting when you see one of the minor, mid-major conference teams actually get a home game. That's usually a really big deal. Like it's like, a lot of times in gambling, we have rules, but then there's always exceptions to the rules. And that's an exception to the rule that home court doesn't matter in the NIT. It actually matters quite a bit when you see the little guys get a home game.
Wow, great stuff, you guys. Well, good show. So, Rick, you got 6 dogs tonight. 6 dogs tonight with money line. Also, on all of them. Tomorrow you got New Mexico +6, Northeastern +7. Brian, take the unders in these NITs. Daniel Wages, Timberwolves +5.5, and he also doubled down with 6.5 on San Diego with Rick. Guys, we appreciate you. We thank you. 5th Street Sports. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Sure.